Steve, injury-wise, how are you looking? Can you bring us up to speed, please?
Well, the only one really is Myler. He's not going to make it, and we know he's going to be at least 5 or 6 weeks, which is unfortunate because he was playing well, very, very well, arguably as good as he's played for the club. You know, I think he got 3 goals in 4 games and gives that legs and energy that only Myler can give you. So that'll be a bit of a blow to us. Alex is fit, Curtis Davies is fit, so we've got a few coming back, and of course, but Myler's the big one.
How do you feel for David at the moment?
Well, there's been nobody more disappointed than Dave, you know. I mean, and, you know, he's gone to happening training is ridiculous, really. But it's football, what happens. And to be fair, the Republic were competing for a big game, big prize coming up. So David being David, I'm sure, has pulled out with no challenges, and unfortunately, he's hurt his knee. These things happen in football, as we know. So disappointed for him, disappointed for us, but we've got the squad to deal with it. I'm convinced of that. It'd be a loss because he's brought something to the team which was missing for a while, and he's done it very well. So unfortunately disappointing, but there you are.
Who's in pole position and to get his place?
Well, the obvious one is obviously Tom and young Isaac. I've got the I could move Clucas inside and bring in Maloney, who's looked fantastic in training and is chomping at the bit to get his chance. So there's 1 or 2, 3 options I've got, but obviously I'll keep them to myself at the moment, and we'll soon reveal in 24 hours' time.
How's Robert Snodgrass?
He's fine, but it's still a bit too early for him. You know, with the position we're in at the moment, we can afford to take our time with Snoddy. And let's not forget, he's been out the best part of 15 months, and he's only played a game and a half. You know, when we come back in pre-season, we've only had 6 weeks off, and we have 6 games to get ourselves ready. So let's just take our time with him. I still think he's another month away, 4 weeks, 5 weeks maybe, another 4 or 5 games under his belt, and that would be the sensible thing, I'm sure, to get Snoddy back.
Can you bring us up to speed with Adama, Diamande?
Diamande is the same. You know, the situation is that, you know, it's a disappointment for him because, you know, we thought his groin injury was similar to what Alex and Curtis Davies pick up, which is a routine groin injury which you see week in, week out, up and down the country, 2-3 weeks they miss. And unfortunately with Dio, it's a bit more sinister than that. But again, you know, if I was really, really forced and were upon it, then, you know, I could play him on probably Monday night, you know, but I think we can afford to make sure that he is right for him. You know, he's come through all the dark patch. Can you imagine coming here, not being able to kick the ball, and, you know, he's desperate to get back on the pitch, but we can afford to make sure that when we unleash him, he's 100% right, and he's there or thereabouts. So the next week, 10 days, we'll see how he is.
You've got options to partner Michael Dawson, haven't you, tomorrow? Who's gonna get the nod? Who's in
well,
the best position?
I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you now. But I think that proves since Curtis came out of the team, we haven't conceded a goal. And how well was Curtis playing before he got injured? Unfortunately, Alex has come in and done fantastically well. Picks up an injury, and Harry eventually gets his chance, which he's been champing at the bit for, and has played 2 games, and he's been immaculate too. So I think that proves the squad of the level of what we've got. It proves the strength and depth we've got. And if we look all over the pitch, really, we've got that strength and depth, which is fantastic for a manager. The hardest part, though, is always keeping the ones who are not going to play. But again, I'll keep that to myself until near a kick-off.
5 clean sheets. How impressed have you been with your side's defence recently?
Well, I've always said that you defend and you attack as a team. And the first line of defence for us is obviously we're forwards. And over the last month or so in particular, being a defender, it must be very, very comfortable when you've got the likes of Myler, Livermore, Clucas and El Mohammadi in front of you. They can all run a million miles and can all get up and down the pitch and protect, so they can defend, all 4 of them, and attack. And of course, I never really want to single out individuals, but I think the captain has been immaculate all season. And we're now seeing the goalkeeper now back to where we know McGregor can be. You know, and when you look at McGregor, the common denominator with him was the injury against West Ham, where he ended up in an intensive care unit. And probably, because of our urgency and a cup final, we brought him back too quick. So you learn from that and mistakes like that, but the performance of the goalkeeper has been terrific, and it's good to see. He pulled off a save in training yesterday, which I think every one of the coaching staff and all the players stood and applauded. It was that good a save, which is great to see. So he's got back to the levels which we expect, and as I said, we're not just playing with the defence. Last week we had 3 of them were 22 or 23, wherever they are. Young, Odebejo young, Robertson young, Maguire young, and still managed to keep a clean sheet and win convincingly. So the team are defending well, attacking well, and that's why we've got ourselves at the top of the league. We're playing very well at the moment, and that's got to continue against a good Bristol team who, for me, are better than where they are in the league. So I'm expecting a difficult game.
A 6th clean sheet would equal a club record as well. How would you view that as an achievement?
I never look at really records. I mean, I know we've had a few here, you know, cup finals in Europe and this, that and the other, and records are there to be broken. If we can, then great. But the most important thing, of course, is to win. And if we can do that, then we remain top of the league. That's more important to me. But a clean sheet is always something that, being a defender, I take a pride in. And it's always something which maybe is levelled against you, that, or maybe he's a defensive coach. I take not offence to that. I take that in a compliment, because I do believe that if you give yourself a chance and you're good defensively and you can keep a clean sheet, you're never going to get beat.
Curtis has been linked with Bournemouth again this week.
Well, we're going to have the biggest problem I've got now. For the last 2 months, the transfer window's been shut, and I've had none of that nonsense. Right, linked to Bournemouth. I'm probably going to be linked to anybody everywhere else. I'm not sure where that comes from. I've got an idea. I've got an idea. I'm not going to stress myself or get myself worried. I know that when the window opens, if we're in the position that we're in at the moment, the owners will not want to sell anybody. I can put that out there quite now. Now, if somebody comes and blows us away with an offer, then, you know, money always talks. But I think we're in a position where we've worked extremely hard to make sure that we keep the squad together. We make sure that we do everything in our power to keep the squad intact, and mount the challenge, which, if hopefully in 8 games time, when the window opens, that we're still in this position, that can only help our cause.